Hi, friends. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on when you're watching this video, depending on when you got the alerts that Coach Ruchina has posted another video, depending on maybe when you needed desperately information about how to help your children on the use of internet, accessing content online, and you just like, let me take a look at what this lady is saying. Yes, and also depending on what part of the world you are at in this very moment. So, thank you so much for coming back to this channel. One thing that is very important for me is that the tips I share here would help you somehow. Yes, I always say I'm not an expert in parenting, but as a mother and a trained parenting coach, I do have some things to share with you that could slightly make your parenting journey easier. I hope that these videos are adding some value to you. If so, put it right there in the comment. Also, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, please do. Also, activate the notification button so that when new videos come, you get alerted. And finally, share this video with a parent. Now, you need to be reminded that I have done 2 episodes before this one. So, this is part 3 of the series I'm doing on helping parents understand how to support their kids, children, teenagers, young people, depending on what phase and age your child is at. How can you help them? Utilize the content online, get access to social media, and benefits from the positives and the advantages it has. How to utilize or use devices like phones, tablets, and TV sets, laptops, and the likes of them. The list keeps growing longer. Yes, the first video or first part of the series, we just laid a foundation on why this is important. And then we talked about how it is our responsibility as parents to set the tone. That is why we are the leaders within the home environment. We are leading with how we use the internet, how we access online content, how we utilize our social media platforms. We are leading. Our children are observing, they are watching, they are looking at us and becoming everything that we are, good or bad. Really scary. Really scary. I know. No pressure at all. Just keep doing your best. Keep learning as much as you can. Do your best and leave the rest. God is in charge. All right? Cool. Now, moving forward, I promise to give you the do's and don'ts when it comes to the use of internet, accessing online content, navigating social media platforms, and also utilizing devices. So, what is the first one? You need a contract. Sounding all formal, right? Oh, yes, absolutely right. What is a contract? It is an agreement that has provisions of what is expected of the parties involved in the signing of that contract. A contract for your family, which will be internet, social media use, and use of devices contract. What is allowable? What is not allowable? What are the rules of engagements? What are the rewards if you engage with the rules in a healthy way and a positive way? And what are the consequences if you break those rules? Your contract should contain all these. It can be a simple document, guys. And if you want a template, I could easily share a template with you. Okay? So, comments, contract. Comment contract, and yeah, We could share that with you. We could share that with you. So please, it's very important for us parents to organize a family meeting and discuss with the children within the family and every member of the family what our contract will be, what will be the provisions of our contract. And the contract should have parts that talks about the timing, how much content should a child consume per time. And you write out the contract, you make it simple and clear. Let every child know what is expected of them. And as they are aware, you roll out the use of that contract. You review after a period, upgrade or reduce some, stuff depending on the situation, and you continue using your contract. Yeah. So that is a big must do if you are gonna if you're gonna hand over a phone to your child. If you're going to buy a tablet, Christmas is here, you might decide it's time for my child to start using a device. Watch the previous episodes, please. But also make sure your family has a contract. All right. Yeah. So this needs to be based on your family values and principles, but also based on your religious beliefs and practices. There is a huge gap in our parenting journey so many times in this area. It's very subtle, but it has adverse impact if we're not careful. What is that? Sometimes our children end up learning about important and vital stuff online. No, you and I should be the sources for our children. What do you guys think? We are the most trusted in the lives of the young people. We're the most trusted in the lives of those children, right? So we should be the teachers, not someone else's YouTube account. That should be an add-on if it qualifies, if it meets the principle and the standard of our family, then it should be an add-on. You want more information, they can get it there. Another perspective on the matter discussed with mom and dad. Do you get what I mean? So all the content online should not only be about entertainment and fun and all that. Education, whether it's about how they will be social with friends, friendships and stuff like that, or it's about serious things like spiritual formation, or it's about how they can learn to laugh and have an easy life, or even cooking hacks and stuff like that. There are people that cook and do the videos, but the way they communicate, they have mannerisms that are negative and unhealthy. That your child may be watching a cooking show, but they are picking up the mannerisms of the presenter. For instance, if your child watches my video, they are likely to become animated. See how I'm moving my hands? Yeah, because of mirror neurons. Have you heard about mirror neurons? Ask Google. It's going to give you details. There is a part of the human, neurological wiring that picks on stuff that people around the eyes of that person are doing. That is why when you have an infant held in your hand, you smile to them, they smile back. They learn to smile by you smiling. Do you understand? You can research it. So children can pick on mannerisms. If you don't want your children to swear, you don't want your children to use curse words, you want your children to be kind, polite, If these are part of your family values, rules, if these are part of your faith and beliefs and practices, it's important for you to make sure that your children do not watch something as simple as a cooking show with such content. Do you get what I mean? So this is important. This is really, really important. Yeah, you need to talk to them about what is allowable and what is not allowable. All right. So communicate it very clearly to them. Let them understand what is in the provision of the contract. All right. So you also need to remember to explain to the children why the things that are not allowable or unacceptable are not allowable. I'll say that again. Explain to your children why the content that is unacceptable to be watched or accessed, as far as these family members are concerned, why is it not allowable? This is how I explain it to my children in a way they can understand. I remind them of when COVID-19 hit the world. We were all wearing face masks for a certain period. And I say to them, why? They say, oh, so we don't get the virus. And I said, exactly. There are certain things in some content posted online that have some viruses. And for us to protect ourselves, we put on invisible masks. And what are those masks? Those are the boundaries, the lines we draw and say, from this point forward, don't engage. How do you do that? You need to check on your children regularly. Don't leave your children watching YouTube and just go. When your children watch YouTube, go over the history of on the device, see what your children are watching. You need to see, listen, and sit through with them. Sometimes my children will be watching a series that we have agreed is appropriate and acceptable because we have our parameters and criteria of what is allowable. When we select a series they can watch, I could walk in and just sit through one of the episodes and I'm like, yeah, great, good content. You're learning something good here. And then I leave. I do it once in a while. And they do not know when it's going to happen. It's random checks. Because I know parents were busy and all, but these random checks are important. So please, you need to explain to them why these things are not allowable. Why? Because when you explain to children, then they have that light and understanding, and they're like, oh, we get it. After I explained that to my children, I gave them the masks analogy. They had a good understanding. I painted a picture for them of how such content could affect their heart and they could find themselves saying certain things and behaving in a certain way without understanding it is learned behavior. We are social beings, easily influenced by the other social beings around us, whether they are YouTube influencers or, sorry, content creators, right? Okay, so very, very, very important. You need to explain to them the long-term impact that exposure to such content can create in their behavior, right? And also how it can affect their lifestyle as adults when they grow up. How this that looks like a harmless entertainment can constitute the way they would live out their lives or the struggles they would have, the habits they would have to unlearn in the future. This is really, really crucial. Another thing that is to be considered, do's and don'ts. How much is too much? You need to communicate how much is too much per time. So the truth is that different practitioners, different professionals, and different researchers have recommended different number of hours. Like I told you earlier, we use 3 hours, okay, for our kids. 3 hours per time. Don't watch something don't be engaged in something for longer than 3 hours. It can be 1 hour, 30 minutes. Take breaks. Take creativity and boredom breaks. Boredom is good for you. It helps you to be creative. Go do something that would stimulate your mind to think. Very important. So, while most of these recommendations are categorized based on ages and phases of childhood and developmental stages, this is my recommendation. Okay. I have certain recommendations. Number one, no devices in the morning. No devices in the morning. This doesn't matter it doesn't matter whether they are toddlers, they are early childhood, middle, teenagers. No devices in the morning. Why? Why? Because the morning is the most important part of the day. That is the best part of the day for your child, even for you as an adult. If the child has gotten good rest, that is the best time for them to do creative, critical thinking, create something, be productive. So it is a waste for them to take the best part of their day and dedicate it to watching content online. That should be when they are tired and docile and all fagged out and tired from the day. That is my opinion. This is what I practice. I find that some parents allow their children to play game before they go to school. They're like, well, you still have time before you go to school, while away the time. I wouldn't do that with my children. It may work for you, but I feel like they are wasting their morning. I'd rather engage them in spiritual activity. I get a devotional booklet for them. They do their devotion. They think, they meditate, they journal. If they have a lot of time before school, these are very creative things they can do to spend the time in the morning, right? So they need to maximize the morning. So we shouldn't let them waste it on playing games and stuff like that. Number two, what I would recommend as regards how much is too much, no TV sets on weekdays. Some people allow it. I don't. Why? Because the content on YouTube and the videos that are created right now are so fast and the pictures change so fast that it overstimulates the child. And an overstimulated child becomes hyper and expends their energy in running around. And when it's time for bed, it's a struggle. So I would recommend that after school, the child does chill, takes a healthy meal, play outside if the weather is good, do something creative, and possibly play game. That's what I permit my children to do. They can play game for an hour, 40 minutes, 45 minutes, and then 30 minutes or 1 hour before bedtime. All screens should be shut down. Children struggle to go to sleep because of the lighting and the light rays even adults, that's what research says, that comes with the screen sets. So you need to just wind down, dim lights, calm down activities, and not TV and watching videos and going on and on and on and on. When it's bedtime, you're like, it's bedtime. And they're like, no, I want to watch another episode. And they're like melting down. And you can warn them before it's time and gradually wean them off the activity to get them prepared for bed so that their brains can rest and their brains can have a reset to maximize and be productive in school tomorrow. This is very important. Okay. So I would say they can play game, right? Number three, please The children should not play games immediately after returning from school. So yes, they can play game on weekdays, but not immediately. They can write a poem, write a song, do creative stuff, some crafts, whatever they love doing, invest in getting those materials so that they can do those things. And it's very important. Number 4, during the week, they need to, oh, sorry, during the weekends, during the weekends, they need to do certain activities before they begin watching YouTube, watching movies, playing game. And what my rule is in our family, what our rule is, 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the afternoon, 12 noon. At 12 noon, you are permitted to go online. At 12 noon, you are permitted to access the entertainment you want to access as regards devices. Now, that does not happen until you have done certain things. If it's 12 noon and you have not done these things, you do them before you access any entertainment. What are those things? Prayer. Faith is important to us as a family. It's an important part of our principles. If it is same for you, prayer is number 1. Second, take a bath, take a shower, please. Third, chores. Our daughters are 9 and 12, so everyone has chores. It could be laundry, it could be arranging and clearing their room, it could be helping with the dishes, it could be helping to prepare a meal, right? And then have a healthy breakfast. Have a healthy breakfast. Then do something creative like an exercise, Zumba dance, or aerobics, or something indoor if it is cold out there, or take a walk or play outside, or they could skip or take a walk if the weather is good. Do something, move your body, do something creative, create something. Then you can dive into the device, because I'm sure your experience is the same as mine. Once they jump in, it's difficult to cut them out. But then in my experience, I ask them to take breaks. I ask them to take breaks within the day, and they can take a break, go do something, and then come back to it. Okay? Come back to it. So that would be my recommendation. These are very, very good, even for toddlers. Do these activities together with the toddler. Say to them, hello, my lovely, we're going to go now and take a bath or a shower after that. We're going to dance and sing, do some coloring, and then you can play games, and then you could watch some videos. And then the truth is the first few months will be a struggle. If you're introducing these do's and don'ts and how to and how much is too much and all the tips I've shared, first 3 months is a struggle. They will fight you. They will push back. There might be some walking out on you and banging doors, but of course you should have rules around that. These are all unacceptable. They are, in my opinion, disrespectful. If a child does that, there should be a conversation. That's my personal recommendation. I don't know what the rules are in your home. Maybe that is allowable, but in my home, not allowed. If I'm talking to a child, that child needs to be respectful in the way they receive it. They might be angry or have emotions or have something to say, but we encourage them to communicate it respectfully. So when you're pushing back, push back respectfully is what we always encourage. So yeah, there will be pushback, there will be some, nagging, and there will be some tiredness even on your side, but reset. Wake up in the morning, fire yourself up, and get back into the trenches. Fold your sleeves and be like, we're going in again, guys, until this becomes our everyday practice. That is what I would recommend. And finally, They can have breaks, they can have lunch breaks, snack breaks, do some activities in between device, TV sets, and all the things they do with devices. So this brings us to the end of part 3. Thank you very much for watching. Bye. Remember to share with those who need to learn these things. And also leave some comments behind for me. I'll be right back to answer your questions. Thank you, guys.